What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Binance Coin. Question is, could Binance Coin hit $1,000 a coin in this cycle? So we will have a look at that, along with the just insanely large ecosystem that the Smart Chain has now. Before I do, as always, update the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel that I thought would crash it in this bull cycle. Had you invested $100 into each one, when I release the videos and you still hold those bags, you'd be in profit for $66.2 thousand. Add in the 2,600 you invested, and you'd be sitting on $68,800. Held more, and I closed positions on them all, and I've reinvested into new cryptos. If you want to see what I'm in, you can check out Copy My Crypto. Very recently, we've had a lot of very, very, very good wins. And obviously, if you want to be a partner and match them, you can check it out. Like I say, see the success stories on the site. More than that, though, guys, one thing that I'm really trying to reiterate at the moment, we're not at the end of this cycle, but we're close. This bull cycle will end, and there will, we'll see the blow off top, and the cycle will end. So bank profits along the way. Don't try and get out the top of the market. So like 1 in 10 million do. And then when the bear cycle comes, stay in the cycle. Everything there's a huge sell off. Everything's on discount. You can see quality projects that are hugely undervalued. All I do is look at those during the bear cycle, find the ones that are the best proposition during the cycle. Phantom was one I found, along with, to be fair, Engine. Engine was actually the first video I released on YouTube was about Engine being potentially one of the best investments of the year. But Phantom, I said outright, is. But 406 times up in value, so $1,000 would have bought you a house. And there's lots of those opportunities in the bear cycle. So yeah, stick around. Right. Binance Coin. So one thing, Binance Coin's all-time high was $686. That was about 7 months ago. Okay, so it's not repeated that top price yet. Obviously, it's not that far away now. I mean, it's literally about 10% away. So yeah, achieving that is inevitable, I think. So when we're looking at Binance Coin, the biggest thing that's important with regards to Binance is that growing ecosystem. It's just staggering. Obviously, the exchange in and of itself has had problems within the UK mostly, where a number of banks won't allow you to deposit money into Binance. But let's get rid of this. But Binance itself, since unveiling this year, has been an absolute titan. This article just sort of talks about 3 Ethereum competitors rallying, and that was at the back end of that was only a few days ago. Binance Coin started to pick up pace, as we've seen over the past week. It rallied from $555 to $654. It's a solid 17% increase. Right now, at the time of writing this, it was 615. Right now, it's 619. So it's not actually much different at all. Now, when we look at Binance, everyone's familiar with Binance's actual website. Everyone knows Binance. There's nothing to really discuss here in terms of the site. Obviously, they've got the one thing that's worth noting is the utility of the BNB token is phenomenal, right? You've got your obviously it fuels the smart chain, but the Binance launch pool gets you the opportunity to earn, tokens that have yet to launch. So like you can farm Santos, which is the football club token, which I'm sure is launched on Chili's, on Socios, as it were, or Chili's. Again, that sort of launch pool has provided some really interesting opportunities throughout this entire cycle we saw. And it wasn't just necessarily Binance staking, Wing, remember, was it Wing? There was an ontology one that had huge returns straight off the bat. But we've seen, you could farm, I'm going to end up talking loads of football, you could farm Barcelona's token, Paris Saint-Germain's token by staking your BNB or your BUSD, and there's lots of opportunities in that. The launch pool is something that I've always been quite fond of. I like them as a premise, and I thought when Binance started launching them, they were pretty damn good. As you can see, you can stake AVAX to earn QI right now. 1.2 million AVAX staked. Chili's, you can get the Man City token. If you stake in Chili's, you can farm Man City's football token. Then there's FC Porto, and there's been lots. You know, I'm really like there are a lot that you can see that's gone through the launch pad and like I said, you know, you can go through the history of them. FC Barcelona, Toco Crypt, Linear token, Dago Finance, and these are just ones that have occurred this year. You know, they started last year they were happening last year as well. Injective Protocol. I mean, Axie Infinity. God damn, if you'd have got in early on Axie Infinity, imagine that. And that's one thing, you know, you've got to give Binance credit where credit's due. I know there's issues, like I say, I know there's issues with the US and, well, with some member states in the US not being able to use it. I know there's been issues with UK residents just not being able to use it at the moment, but it is the best exchange, right? And it's the most innovative, whether you're looking at the swap farming, the trading, the fan tokens, the actual Binance Earn ecosystem's bloody awesome in terms of the staking and everything else. They've also got their NFT home now. On top of that, you've got Pancake Swap, which is all fueled on top of Smart Chain. Pancake Swap's been phenomenal. You cannot argue with how easy it is to use and the positives of using it. Yeah, so here's your NFT section within Binance. Some crazy money for some of these. I quite like that, to be fair. 350.2 BUSD. Not bad. Yeah, but so I'm starting to shop. Anyway, yeah, the Binance Smart Chain, like I said, the one thing that I've noticed recently, fees have been creeping up fairly dramatically, particularly when it's regarding smart contracts. Smart contract interactions on the Smart Chain lately. I've seen a lot of posts talking about fees north of like 6% of a Binance coin, you know, which is like $36 right now. And that's a lot of money to be dropping on a smart contract transaction. Like, yeah, $36, but it's a lot better than Ethereum. But the big selling point for Binance for the smart chain was it's really cheap. And I guess now it's so heavily used, those fees have just risen. And that's a sign of success. It's a problem that they need to resolve for sure, but that's definitely a sign of success. So, you know, you've got to look at the overall picture. On top of that, you know, Binance has launched stuff like SafeMoon landed on, you know, and whatever your opinion on SafeMoon, you know, I'm not a fan, right? it's a token that is deflationary. I get why people were bullish on it in the sense of it was well marketed, good name. But god damn, I mean that really ran. It's got $1.4 billion market cap. That's very high. And when you think about it, when you're looking at a number of the particularly meme coins that have launched, a lot of them launch immediately onto Binance Smart Chain. And why? Because Binance Smart Chain is cheaper, easier to use. And generally, more people are willing to trade on it because the fees are less, the swaps are less. You know, if I try and do a swap on Uniswap, I know I'm going to spend 80 to potentially $400, depending on the time of day, right? And I am never going to spend that on Binance Smart Chain. And that's one thing, Binance Smart Chain has Ethereum beat in many regards. There's 1,847 coins related to Binance Smart Chain. Now that is pretty high. And when we're looking at Ethereum, I'm sure Ethereum's are far higher, of course, but 1,800. That's a staggeringly high number of cryptos. There's 15,000 in total, so more than 10% are linked to the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem in some way. Ethereum ecosystem is almost certainly going to be higher. Well, it is definitely going to be higher. They're showing 135. Wow, that's nonsense, isn't it? There's no way it's less. Yeah, I guess people aren't labeling their things on CoinMarketCap because Ethereum is by far Ethereum's unparalleled in terms of its ecosystem. It's phenomenal. The DeFi space Ethereum rules the DeFi space, you know. But Binance, what can Binance do? I mean, $1,000 puts it at a market cap of $168 billion. So that's literally a 60% rise from where it is. And when we're looking at in the next 2 months, we should see a blow off top to this market, where many are predicting for Bitcoin sort of 80,000 to 100,000 to some people throwing out 288 still. But even if Bitcoin say rises to 80k, that's the top. That's a 60% rise for Bitcoin from where it is now, roughly, right? So you would expect the altcoins to do far greater in terms of percentage run. So Binance, it seems inevitable to me that it's going to break 1,000. The question is how high can it go? Because realistically, even at 2k, yeah, it's got a 334 or 336 billion market cap. That's very high, but that's quite achievable. I mean, that is quite achievable. Ethereum's market cap right now is 533 billion. We expect more, right? A lot of us expect Ethereum to run up north of 6k, maybe north of 8k. There's again people throwing out numbers of 20k, 10k to 12k to 20k. So there's generally the consensus Ethereum is going to break $1 trillion market cap because it just needs to double from where it is, right? Or thereabouts. So it's going to get close. It's definitely going to get close. So if Ethereum's got $1 trillion, why would Binance not have, say, a $336 billion market cap? So can it hit 2k? Yeah. I think it can. I really think it can. Biggest thing for Binance is trying to resolve issues with other countries. They've got to get things sorted so that UK customers can invest in Binance. They've got to get things sorted so that every state in America can get on. I know everyone can use a VPN and all of that. And I think that's generally it's certain states in America. In England, it's a little more complicated because banks literally won't let you deposit money. Doesn't mean you can't go on it. Doesn't mean you can't trade it. Just means you've got to go through another exchange, which no one wants to do. People do it because you have to, but it's not great. That's a little bit of a roadblock for Binance, but really minimal. I think 2k for Binance seems a decent target. I don't think I'm not saying it will hit 2k, but I think it's got a shot, and that's what that's probably the target point for it, and it'll be really interesting to see what happens with the smart chain. You know a lot of those small market cap cryptos are going to die, that are on top of the Binance Smart Chain during the bear cycle, but It'll be really interesting to see what innovations come out on the smart chain during the bear cycle, because they will innovate. That's what Binance do. Very interesting one. We'll see. And the market continues to shake out. At the moment, Bitcoin still sort of in a mini retrace, but it's sort of, again, it's falling in fairly symmetric patterns. We're looking at effectively potentially drop down to 52 before rebound up, and we start actually seeing that last full run on the market, I think. Oddly as well, Cardano's running today, 8% up. OKB, Cardano, IOTA, 3 biggest winners of the day in the top 100. So. Anyway, that's it from me. Hope you're all keeping very, very well. If you're new to crypto, check out Copy My Cryptos, where I share my portfolio, one that keeps outperforming the market week in, week out. If you want to be part of that, match my gains, you can do. Like I've said, in the recent weeks, we had some brilliant winners. But more than that, guys, the thing I really want to reiterate is, if you're in this, if this is your first bull cycle, know that this is going to come to an end, and the end is fast and brutal. And when it ends, don't leave the market. Don't forget about the market for 2 or 3 years. Stay in, invest, build your position, not financial advice. Build your positions for a couple of years. You can get positions in awesome cryptos at massive discount. Bear cycle is the best opportunity you get to make retirement level money and retire young. And all I do is in the bear cycle is just find them, and I'll share them with everyone on Copy My Crypto. So again, if you want to know what the investments I'm going to make or when the bear cycle finally comes, check it out. All right, take care. Bye bye.